Imagination here, for under the fierce disguise of Mr. Winterbottom and Mr. Murgatroyd, you'll recognize Tommy Handley and Ronald Frankau.
I suppose you take a bath every morning?
Yes, and I put it back again every night. I suppose you take your bath the other way round.
I used to, but the tap's got in my ears.
I'm a fugitive from a chain gang, too.
Oh, really?
By the way, which leg do you wash first?
Oh, the one that gets in last?
No. Oh, dear.
Do you find it difficult to wash the small part between the shoulder blades?
More Soapless. I've given up the attempt.
Really? I've thrown up the sponge, too.
Well, I've never tried that way.
That's a good word.
Tell me now, do you have salt in your bath?
No, it tastes much nicer without.
Oh, no.
Of course, a Turkish bath is a delight.
Fares you. Talking of Turkish delight,
Yes.
you ought to see my new bedroom suite.
Really?
All old stuff.
How many installments old?
Cash down. I bought it for a song.
Which song?
This one.
From the desert I come to thee on my arm.
The Bedouin love song.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, well. Don't you ever hire your furniture?
Only the piano stool.
Oh, I've got a grand piano.
Baby grand?
Yes, thanks, the kid's fine.
Yeah.
You got any Chippendale?
Oh, yes.
How many pieces?
149. I smashed it up this morning. There's a Welsh dresser in my dining room.
Oh, give me my kind of cigars.
Certainly.
You got a refrigerator?
No, we hang our food on the picture rack.
Oh, yeah.
It makes a lovely freeze.
Oh.
I suppose you've got a nice chest.
Yes, and a broad back.
Oh, broad back. Let me see now. Yes. 49.
49.
52.
52.
64. All correct. Beep, beep. Very nice.
I say, let's get back to furniture.
Yes.
Don't you love that Louis XV stuff?
And nonsense to you, sir. Give me a round table.
With a square meal on it.
And a ticket for the Oval.
Yes, what about that? Let's go to the Oval tomorrow.
Why, there's no cricket on.
All the better, we can get a good seat.
No, thanks. I'd rather watch cricket on the hearth.
Really?
It's much warmer there. Anyway, Murgatroyd, spring will soon be here.
Who says?
I don't know, I may be wrong. But thank heavens I live in the country. My house is surrounded by green pastures.
No, past yours and round mine.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Lovely to see the lambs gambling.
Yes, and the bulls playing pitch and toss.
And there's dew on the Mayflower.
Mutiny on the Bounty.
Love on the Dole.
Lager on the ice.
Penny on the bottle.
Ah, yes. There's no place like England in the spring.
That reminds me.
Yes.
Why do people live abroad?
Because they're foreigners.
Oh, of course.
Yes, Murgatroyd, in England you can find some lovely spots.
Especially in fever hospitals. Don't you love trees?
Yeah, I do.
What do you think of the oak?
Oak, very popular with me.
I love to see the copper on the beach.
Yes, and the pilot at the elm.
Yes, splendid.
Ah, yeah. Have you ever gone for a hike?
I'll go anywhere for a bit of cod. I say, have you hiked?
Well, I've hiked in every limb after a long walk.
Oh,
Do you like chestnuts?
Chestnuts?
Yes.
I'm mad about this act.
Dear.
Have you ever done any blackberrying?
Well, I once attended a nigger's funeral.
Oh, did you really?
Yes, I did really, yes.
Say, what do you do about luggage when you're hiking?
I have a sack.
Yes.
Of course, the ins and outs of walkings are very, very interesting.
Especially the inns.
The inns.
Now, I know one old place with chinks in the wall.
Ah, an opium den.
Well, that's what it's like.
Tell me now, want to know, has it beams across the ceiling?
No, but the barmaid beams across the bar, and the sun beams.
Yes, well, tell me now, how many beams make 5?
I'll count and let you know.
Do.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, you're one toe short.
Just the hammer toe, I'm sorry. Of course, after a long walk, there's nothing like a full tankard of beer.
Yes, that's the whole pint of walking, isn't it? Well, tell me now, but how does the landlord get over the counter?
Hops.
Oh yes. Do you know, once I complained to my landlord about the grouts in my beer?
Really?
Yeah.
What did the landlord say?
Get out! Just like that.
I know one place where the beer's so flat, they serve it on a plate.
No, horrible.
I say, do you think a gin in it is bad for you?
Well, it's a vermouth point. I prefer an anemic darling.
Anemic darling?
Anemic darling, yes.
Or pale sherry?
Pale sherry.
I like it when it's dark.
Oh, I can drink it any time of the day.
You would.
By the way, do you remember that white wine I gave you when you lunched with me?
Yes, Mr. Winterbottom.
Yeah.
I think you treated me very shabbily.
Rather a grave accusation, don't you think?
Well,
you know, my uncle keeps a very good cellar.
Really?
But it's always locked, so I have to go to my aunt for the key.
I suppose you say, can I have the key, Auntie? But good wine needs no bush.
And the dog whines because he gets no bone.
Bone? Oh, I can't Burgundy.
No, I'd rather have Tuesday myself.
Wembley's all right.
Now you're making me Thursday again.
That's early closing day.
Oh, don't let's talk shop. Anyway, what shall we talk about?
About a minute and a half more.
About a minute and a half more.
Let's talk about affairs of the world.
Ah, the affairs of the world. Now, take the humming top.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, it's a world affair. Everything depends upon supply and demand.
Yeah.
Do you know what happens, for instance, when there's a failure in the sugar crop?
Yes.
What?
A lump comes in my throat.
Can you beat that?
Do you know, actually, Mr. Winterbottom, there's enough corn raised
To cover every toe in England. And that'll spoil the Pilgrim's Progress.
Well, that's Bunyan.
Yes,
Now, what I meant was, there's enough food for every man, woman, and child.
But is the food for thought? That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Of course, the whole system's wrong.
Yes.
When we send coal to New Zealand, we should get back their mutton.
Boiled.
Yes, that would be a good caper.
Yes, and of course what we do is to send coal to Newcastle.
And get the ashes back from Australia.
Great.
Great.
And what, with this elimination of the horse traffic? Why, leather sellers can't get a meal for a tanner.
And blacksmiths are working on the farms, shoeing geese.
It's propaganda that's wanted.
Propaganda, yes.
Can you imagine and understand why the farmers go about with wry faces?
Amazing.
Well, they've got barley enough to live on.
Well, they're all right then. Even the barbers are complaining about their crops.
I thought they were all eaten. No, there's a permanent wave of discontent.
It's all a sham. Pooh! I remember the time when potatoes were a penny a peck.
Now they're fourpence a nibble.
Yes.
The world wants to look round.
But it does.
No. What I mean, everybody in the world wants to get together.
What for?
To keep warm.
End of patter.
Start of dance.
1,
2,
3.
Waiting here for the fan mail?
No, I'm going home by bus.
Oh, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Dreadful fellow.
Oh, sorry.
Nice chap.